Another edition of Xperience Sessions right here on indigomusic.com. And joining me right now is, I can say, one of the biggest indie artists out there in the world. And he is Druv Kent. Druv, welcome to indigomusic.com.
Lovely to be here. Thanks for having me, Rohit.
Now, Druv, I have tons of things to ask you. Especially, I want to know your feelings when this few instances or few things happened with you in your life. First of all, I want to know, from an investment banker to being a full-time musician, like a lot of people, who get into investment banking, they think, okay, my life is set. I'm going to make a lot of money. I'm going to have a big old cars and stuff like that. What made you, change your path when it comes to career from investment banking to a musician?
Well, it wasn't the money, clearly. I mean, it was, in fact, I entered the music industry at just literally the worst time from a financial point of view, right? So that sadly has been the case for the last 7 years, as long as I've been in the music industry. But notwithstanding that, I mean, it was just pure passion and irrational thought. The thing is that I was an adult, right, when I made this decision. So, and I had kind of saved for a few years, to be perfectly candid, right? So I really had an opportunity to look at life and say, okay, do I wait for the next generation, like we used to do in the old days? Will you put your money into your kids and say, beta, college jao, and I'm going to put you into the right school and college, etc. Or maybe if I can do it, what's stopping me, right? So I jumped in and I got great positive feedback from some people who I really began to trust, people who are my gurus in the music world, people who work with John Mayer or Ronan Keating or Radiohead. And when they're telling you, dude, your songs are pretty amazing, I was like, okay, they are, right? They are. You're completely insecure and yet you want to jump in. So it's not a rational choice. It wasn't the best financial decision I made, but it's the best decision I made.
Not the best financial decision you've made. And I think that should instill a lot of hope in the people who have not used you as a investment banker. Because you take a financial decision for yourself, and it's a good step, a good jump that you took, especially when it comes to music. At least that's what I would say. And that also the ripple effect of it was your music was so good that Amitabh Bachchan himself tweeted about you. And what went through your mind when you saw that tweet and you were like, Bachchan ji has just tweeted about me? What went through your mind?
Well, I mean, okay, so there's some history here, right? To be perfectly frank, right? So Amitabh Bachchan, used to work for my father. Okay, in Calcutta, right? So I grew up in Cal, and in the late 60s, my father, Bonnie Kent, God bless his soul, he was Amitabh's boss, right? Direct boss. He was a senior from Sherwood College, and there was a lot of, and the families go back a long way back to Allahabad. So there's all that history, right? Now, having said all that, right, he only tweeted, not once but twice, because he loves my music and he actually genuinely follows my music, which is interesting considering I think his world is quite different. He's very, very busy man, clearly, and he's, up to a lot of amazing causes and, really up to his eyeballs and so many good things. But so it's so humbling, and I'm a big fan, right? I mean, I met him many times when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And that goes back to, when he used to visit Cal in shootings, etc., after he started, he launched his career in Bombay. So there's that history. But it made me feel like, amazing to have, because I consider him an icon in many ways, not just by his brand, but what he stands for. He stands for the soul. He stands for standing up and saying how you feel, from an artistic point of view, not politics or anything. That's not the point. The point is, from an artist's point of view. And a very humble person. And he talks from his soul. And, that is just the way I try to make my music. So for me, it was a connection at that level and an endorsement at that level, which really meant the world.
Yeah, right. Fantastic. Now, your song, Don't Burn Away. Now, it's hit number 1 on the world and Euro indie charts, and it's hit number 12 on the US top 20. What is the song all about? And B,
Yeah.
What happened? What went through your mind when you saw it climb on the charts? You
So,
being an investment
when
banker, an ex-investment banker, when you see something grow.
I'm an ex-investment banker. I'm really an artist. I think like an artist. I feel like an artist.
Right.
In fact, one of the reasons I probably left investment banking was I think I had the soul of an artist even while I was doing that job, right? And that is not really conducive, beyond a point. So Don't Burn Away is a song really about. It's about the world. It's about the earth, but it's also a song I wrote to myself, saying, when your world is getting sold and your sun is turning cold, find the light that's in your soul, don't let it burn away. So it's a song to myself, which is what a lot of my songs seem to be. It's largely autobiographical kind of thoughts, the reflections in my own mind, and yet it's about the world. I could see that my verses in that song were all about the climate, and all about, you can wait, you can wander around, you can stand a little longer, till you're branded by your pain, seething in the rain, reaching for your patch of sunshine again. So these were all kind of, I had these moments of flashes of, and that was me, as well as the earth around us, which has rapidly been deteriorating, over the last few years that I've been a musician. So I think this whole album of Don't Burn Away, it was a mini album, it was an EP as well. And that was really 4 or 5 different songs, and they were all about the outside world, how it was impacting me. If I look back at just as someone else asked me this question, I think it's kind of interesting, which is my first album, which was Glitter and Dynamite and a little bit of God and I'm Still Writing, was songs about myself inside. And this Don't Burn Away is of the way I was kind of translating the world outside. This song Don't Burn Away, and then In Your Name, which is about also about the climate. So there's some things which just kind of stick with me, and as an artist, I just feel that these are themes which are true to my soul, and I want to kind of make music around them. Fun music, not boring music. Hopefully, yeah.
Not boring or not preachy music, but something to do.
And hopefully not. Yeah. But things which stir me, and I know from my conversations, meetings with others, they stir people, and I tell you honestly, they seem to stir the younger generation more than they stir people who are above 30, 35. That's the truth. And so I feel this kind of kinship with the young people, in that sense, the guys who are 18 and 20 and who have that passion still about these issues. These are the issues that are going to define their generation. And I share that, that passion and zeal, and I hope that comes through in the music.
Absolutely. Now you have a brand new EP that is all set to release in the next month, which is March 2022. Yeah. And before we talk about that EP, you have also collaborated with 2 big producers from Sweden, Doug Carr and Tony Malm. How was that experience of a collaboration with them?
So firstly, just in context, right? Sweden is, apart from making ABBA and Ace of Base and a lot of Roxette and a lot of Swedish and Scandinavian great bands which have come out of there, right? Michael Learns to Rock, which is not exactly Sweden, but also from the same kind of region. But apart from that, which is all amazing pop, they have done pop music for literally people across the world from then till now. Right. So Doug Carr is actually one of the founding members of the Sweden kind of establishment of top producers. Like Max Martin and Doug were partners.
Wow.
Right, Max Martin is now the biggest songwriter in the world whose name no one knows, right? Unless you're really into music, like you probably know him, but a lot of people don't know him. Correct. But he's the songwriting credit for almost every Justin Timberlake or Justin Bieber or all these songs,
including the Weeknd, few of the Weeknd songs as well.
Few of the Weeknd songs, exactly, right? Yeah. So he's all over the place, and Doug Carr and him have been fused at the hip from the beginning. And now Max has kind of moved to America, etc. But a lot of people in Sweden are amazing in music. So Doug's one of those guys who's done all the Backstreet Boys music, all the Spice Girls music, so they created all that stuff back in the day. And he is just an amazing guitar player and producer. And funk guitar player, like, you know, like he plays funk guitar like no one else really. It's like a Nile Rodgers, you know, like Daft Punk kind of style.
Right,
so
right.
that's what you can expect a little bit of on this next EP, on a couple of songs which I'm doing with Doug, and the other two songs with Tony. So Tony is a different breed, a different kettle of fish, right? He's a sounds, beats, rhythms, you know, these amazing kind of things which are just so hooky, we just get into your ear.
Yeah.
And that's his kind of amazing special kind of quality that he's got. So I've got two songs with Tony as well. Tony's another, you know, amazing record producer in Sweden. So they're both in Stockholm, and this is what's come out of that, the next EP that I've done.
Fantastic. And it's called Love in F Sharp. I had a doubt which I clarified before we started this interview, because I initially thought, because you as a musician, you would have thought it as F Sharp, because a hashtag, if I'm not wrong, when you write the notes, or, you know, it's sharp, right? The hashtag.
Yeah.
In this modern world where people are, I'm going to hashtag about this, I'm going to hashtag about this.
Yeah.
So I thought maybe you would have also written love in F hashtag, but no, it's love in F Sharp. Now, what is this EP all about?
So it's very simple. These are love songs.
Right.
Okay? I'm not. My history has not been. I've written one love song, which was to my wife, which is called "What It's All About." Right.
Yeah, right.
And it is a beautiful song to me, and a beautiful video, and it, you know, did a lot of remarkable things when it came out about 4 years ago. But these are pop love songs, and and I took it on as a challenge, because I kind of, sadly, I look down on love songs a bit, right? I like a little bit that they're overdone, right? So my challenge was, okay, how can I go back to what is a traditional box of love songs, let's say a genre almost, and kind of say I want to infuse it with something interesting and something unique and something fresh and something real, that the lyrical aspect is slightly different. And, you know, so that's where the love comes from. The F sharp is that irritating for a lot of my musicians who play in my bands, I usually sing in F sharp, right? I don't sing in F, I don't sing in any straight key, and it doesn't help when you've got a quartet or a quintet playing the violin, and you tell them the song's in F sharp, and they're like, dude, you could do it in any scale. Why would you do it? So anyway, that's why it's in love in F sharp.
Fantastic. And when is it due to release, Druv?
So the hope is by end of March, but I think 1st of April is my deadline, right? We're trying to get, we've got the mixes. You know, what happens, Rohit, is that in this kind of world of everything being distance and travel is still not back to where it was, right?
Right.
And so things are a little slow, just mixes, masters, you know, stuff. It just takes a little bit of time. That's the sad part. So, but it's getting there.
Well, we'll hope that it gets in sooner than April 1st. And fantastic talking to you, Druv. All the best with your EP release, and all the best with your future releases as well, Druv.
Thank you so much, and a real pleasure to be on. Thank you to all you guys at Indigo Music. Go Indigo Music. Thank you.
Thank you.